Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to finger whip. This would be an intermediate trick. I'd recommend learning tail whips, double whips, possibly triple whips first, or like indies, which is like similar to a deck tap or a T-bog. Definitely don't have the barsman, obviously, because you've got to take your hands off for finger whips, so having confidence taking your hands off and putting them back on. I hope you enjoy, and I hope this helps. Let's go. Step 1. First of all, you want to know which hand you want to take off and which hand you want to hit with. So now, if you're regular, like me, you have your left foot forward, meaning you want to take off your right hand, and you want to use your right hand to hit the deck. Now, it should go the same way as your tail whip. So my tail whips are clockwise, regular riders are clockwise tail whips, so they'll hit it to clockwise. The goofy is the opposite, so you want to take your left hand off, hit it so that it goes anti-clockwise. Step 2. So if you're a rider and you're trying to learn finger whips, you probably already know how to no-footer. There's a thing called the tap tap, which is where you do a no-footer but you bring it up. I recommend learning them. So step 2. The actual start of the trick. You want to take your feet off like you would for a no-footer. Step 3. After you've done the no-footer, you want to bring your bars up. Now, you don't just want to bring your bars up so that it's really high up. You want to bring them up and you want to go down, but you don't want your body to go down all the way. You want to meet halfway. This will probably require you to bring about possibly knee height to hip height. So not really high, not really low. Step 4. You want to hit the deck. Now, I wouldn't recommend having your hands wide open. Have your hands kind of flat and it's kind of bent a little bit. So my tip with this would hit right at the back because then you get more power and momentum with it. Step 5. Step 5, just as soon as you hit it, you want to push your bars down. This will allow you to be able to actually commit to the trick and land on your deck without it hitting your side. You'll want to push this down to where it started when you jumped so that you land on it like you would where you normally roll away with a tail whip. Okay, step 6. At the same time as you're doing this, you want to immediately try and get your hand onto the bars. When it's pushing down, you want to push your hand down onto the bars as well, and then just grip, like you're holding a tennis ball or something. Next, you want to slam your feet together, and you want to land on your deck. Now this can require a lot of commitment, and I would recommend getting a decent amount of height. Trying this fly out to start off with is probably a good idea, probably the best idea. That's how you finger whip. These are some tips to help you finger whip. So tip number 1, hand placement on your bars. Recommend just where your grip, so this would probably be similar to how you barsman if you already know how to barsman. Put your index finger, so this your pointer finger, just on your bars, on the metal part, and then the rest of your fingers on the grips. This will be the way you always have your hand on your scooter. Next, it doesn't really matter where your other hand goes, it's just for comfortability, wherever you feel comfortable with it. Tip number 2, I already mentioned this, but hit right at the back of the deck. So I see a lot of people try this and they hit right at the center. It just makes this trick quite a lot harder because there's not much momentum with it. So hitting it right at the back will give you the most momentum and it will come down faster. Tip number 3. I think I'm probably going to say this in all of them. Wear a helmet and possibly knee pads. It just makes committing to the trick a little bit less scary. But always wear a helmet and knee pads if you want the extra confidence. And I'd recommend trying it with big tricks so you don't cut your knees up. Tip number 4, I think. This tip helped me. Make sure you do the no-footer just before you bring up the finger whip. Don't try and bring up the finger whip before you do the no-footer. No-footer, then bring it up, and it will make the steps flow so nicely and it will come round. Tip number 5, don't rush it. This might be a long process, like all tricks, and also you've got to not rush the actual trick itself, otherwise you'll miss the deck. And you'll either scrape your fingers along the griptape, which really hurts, or you'll just miss the deck in general. The next tip, tip number 6, one of the last tips. This one, make sure you meet halfway. I see a lot of people try this and they flick it up with their feet like you're trying to do like a bride flip or something, and it just goes flying and they do like a Superman. It makes trying to push it back down so much harder. I mean, if you're going for steez mode and you already have them on lock, might as well just send like a Superman to finger whip. But when you're first learning it, keep it as small as possible and you'll be fine. But don't go too small because it just won't, you'll miss it and you'll scrape your fingers again and that hurts. I think that's all the tips and steps I can give you. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped, and have a good one. Later. Ooh,